hospitals, police, or social services. There are exports, like gold and cotton, but their economic effects are limited due to generous corruption and lack of infrastructure. And these exports have dark sides. The sudden wealth that accompanies mining towns often breaks ancient traditions and the social fabric of the area. Cotton depletes the soil of nutrients, and if not managed properly, can destroy croplands. United States and European Union cotton subsidies mean that Malian farmers never get a fair price for their crop. What Mali lacks in dollars, it makes up for in language and culture. Dozens of languages are spoken. Though Arabic is used for worship and French is the official language, Bamanatkan, or Bambara, is the true lingua franca and is spoken by almost everyone. Versions of this ancient trade language can be heard throughout West Africa. It is a uniting tongue among the many diverse ethnic groups: the Bambara, Malinki, Sarakal, Pule, Tuareg, Moor, Songhai, Senufo, and one of its subgroups, the Minyanka. Bambara is also the native tongue of the Bambara tribe, who are part of an ethnic group that comprises half of Mali's population and lives in and around the capital of Bamako. The small and less familiar Minyanka tribe populates Mali's southeastern region, near the Burkina Faso border. Arriving in Bamako and heading straight to this region is equivalent to a transatlantic tourist landing in New York City and heading for rural Ohio. It is here, among the Minyanka, that I would live. From a Westerner's viewpoint, the lives of women in Mali, across all ethnic groups, and especially in rural areas, are not easy. Most women are married by the age of 18 and have 7 children, 6.8 children, to be exact, one of the highest fertility rates in sub-Sahara Africa. The maternity mortality ratio, or the risk of death during childbirth and pregnancy, is among the top 10 highest in the world. Less than 6% of women use any type of modern contraception. Over 96% have had some form of female genital cutting performed during their infancy or childhood. These statistics held true for the women in my village, but I didn't know that on the day I joined the Peace Corps. I didn't know that I would meet and befriend Monique Dembele, a village midwife, and spend my 2 years at her side. I didn't know that I would fall in love with another Peace Corps volunteer. I also didn't know the immensity of the sky when there is nothing to tarnish its glory, unpolluted by electric lights, uncrowded by tall buildings, without a drop of humidity in the air. Nor did I know that my friendship with Monique would continue long after my service was over, and that I would return to Mali after 8 years away to mourn her death in childbirth, or that I would write a book about our friendship, about her life, and about women's ancient struggles and abiding strengths. I couldn't have known any of this, for all I had was a slip of paper, an invitation to join, a sliver of promise. 1. Woman's Birthing House. "How long has the woman been in labor?" I asked. "Since early this morning." Monique's flashlight traced a yellow stain on the dark earth. A scorpion moved under a rock. "I have been with her at the birthing house most of the day." "So will she give birth soon?" "Ah, God willing. You will see. There will be no rest for your Monique tonight." "How old is she?" I said, jogging a couple of steps to stay next to her. 17. It was a struggle to keep my footing on the rough path through the maze of huts that made up the village of Namposela. I knew the general direction to the birthing house on the outskirts of town, but the layout of the village remained a mystery, and unless I was accompanied, I tended to run into dead ends or wander in endless circles. I was glad to be with Monique. In fact, since coming to Namposela a month before, I was almost always with Monique. She was not only the village's midwife and sole healthcare worker, but she was also my assigned host. At 24, she was only 2 years my senior, but I was in awe of her knowledge and ability. As she was one of the few people in the village who spoke French, I constantly peppered her with questions. "You're sure it is all right if I come along? You know, I have never seen a birth." Of course," she said.